We start part 3 by almost immediately losing another Pokemon. I really need to be more careful with my double battle planning, alongside better playing around crits in general, so we can stop accidentally losing Pokemon unnecessarily. We soon get a new encounter to replace Cape though, and it's a Noctowl, another risky Pokemon who can whirlwind me away. We get off Parafusion though, which is relatively effective at preventing any attacks. I also Charm for some reason, which was just an unnecessary risk in hindsight. Ball after ball, and we're not catching it, and more attacks are slipping through. Finally, a Great Ball finishes the job before Noctowl decides to get off the whirlwind. Red rocks up to challenge us to another battle, now with a fully evolved team, but once again, we smash him in order to take our first steps into a new town, Fall Arbor. This is a cool little place, which gives us access to all the evolution stones, as well as some new encounters. Just lore-wise, I really appreciate that the Pokemon I happened to encounter here was Seviper in Fall Arbor, and then Zangoose in the adjacent next route, 114. Like, neither of these Pokemon are even the most common here, with 4% and 10% chances respectively, so I just love that these two model enemies both coincidentally showed up right next to each other. We have to battle our way through way too many Magma Grunts to get to Meteor Falls and witness some awkward public argument. And long story short, Team Magma leader Maxi takes a meteorite to the top of Mount Chimney, so we follow him up there. He leads with a Registeel, but our tank top can two-shot it. Maxi realizes this though, so he actually switches. This really throws me off and I panic a little. Instead of pivoting for a safer switch, I just send in my Crobat counter, Skirt, and as a result she's vulnerable to a crit, which thankfully Maxi does not get, allowing Psychic to one-shot. Dusclops comes out, and we start chipping away with Pants. We can't do enough to KO before Dusclops rests though, so I'm essentially relying on Shadow Ball getting the defense drop. It takes 5 hits and we get it. From here it's just another to finish the job. However, now Registeel comes out, which based on my plan was not meant to switch, and thus should have already been dead at this point in the battle. I've stopped panicking at this point, and I realized because of Maxi's switch, I'll just have to make a sacrifice. And I'm sorry, but I feel Pants is my weakest and least useful in the future Pokemon in my party, so he's the one to stay in for the sacrifice. We do manage to get off a little damage, but then I lose my Pants. Though Registeel blew up to get the KO, so I don't actually know what's going to come in next, making it difficult to know who to send in. I go with Tank Top, but he sends out Claydol. After faking out for some chip, Coat comes out, taking a Psychic like a pro and two-shotting with Surf. Next is Alakazam, and we switch in Tank Top to take a Thunder Punch and get off some fake out damage. Earrings comes out, who is very vulnerable to a crit, but we dodge it to Body Slam and finish the Alakazam off. Houndoom comes out, and between Coat and Tank Top, he's two-shot with Surf and Fake Out respectively for us to win the battle. From here, we begin making our way down the mountain, grabbing a Numel before taking our first steps into the 4th gym's town, Lava Ridge. From here, I realize that the guaranteed seal will probably be a pretty big asset against the Fire Gym, so I backtrack and grab it. Dugong can have Thick Fat as an ability, which the one we catch does happen to have, making it even better. This lets us make our way safely through the gym trainers, so all we need to do is get a team together to face Flannery. I start by nabbing the rest of the encounters I'd yet to run into, including from Lava Ridge, the Murder Squirtle from Route 109, and my first time using a Good Rod in Route 107, who ends up being a Shelter. Again, I also never went into Verdant Turf City Grass and got an encounter there, but I still just don't realize. So, with what I think is all the encounters I could possibly have access to, I build a team. Since the sun is always up, water Pokemon aren't the best here. Furthermore, often a strategy utilized here is with a Primate using Reversal and 1 HP that can essentially easily one-shot the first 3 to 4 of Flannery's Pokemon depending on its stats, only having to switch out against her Arcanine as it knows a priority move. Now, we don't have a Primate, so we have to do this the old-fashioned way, and as a result of not having the optimal Pokemon, we really need things to go right if we want to win. That means dodging crits, stat drops, and special conditions. Let's see if luck is in our favor. We lead Slippers vs Ninetales. She tries to put him to sleep but misses, allowing us to get off an earth power for slightly over half. The plan now is to go to sleep, eat my Chesto, then hit another earth power to get the KO, but Flannery switches, throwing my plan into the bin. I send out Coat, who takes a sun-powered heat wave really well. Even weakened by the sun, Surf does the most damage to Charizard, hitting it for around a third as Charizard takes advantage of the sun to solar beam us to about half HP. He then heat waves again, getting a crit to bring us down to the low red as our air slash brings him below half. Alright, this is bad, but we can still win. Out comes Jacket, barely surviving a heat wave to KO with Sludge Bomb. There's no way he can survive an attack from the Typhlosion that comes out though, so we sacrifice Coat to get a safe switch to Slippers. He does a little under half with Heat Wave, while we do a little over half with our Earth Power. The turn repeats, with us living and him being KO'd. The initial Ninetales is back out, and is going to use a random damaging move to get the guaranteed KO on Slippers, so we switch to Helmet and Hope. And we get the Hidden Power Electric, which she Volt Absorbs. Nice. This means Helmet can live a Solar Beam as long as it's not a crit. We Bubble Beam to get some more damage off on the Ninetales, who should have died turn 2 of the battle. Mitten comes in to take an overheat, bringing Ninetales down to the red thanks to Recoil. We then outspeed and Body Slam, getting the most useless crit we could have. Out comes Blaziken, and this is where it starts to go further downhill for us. Our only fully healthy Pokemon is Tank Top. I sacrifice Helmet to get a safe switch. A Fake Out does a little chip damage, less than I expected honestly, and I know Tank Top won't be able to survive a hit. We switch Mittens into a Solar Beam. He gets off a Body Slam, which I really needed to paralyze, but it doesn't, so Mittens goes down. Tank Top comes back in, and I don't think my remaining 3 Fake Outs will be quite enough to KO, so there's really nothing I can do at this point to knock out this Blaziken. 3 hits, and the rest of the team goes down. This is a frustrating loss. We got so far, and I can't help but think maybe if I had have just gotten a good Pokemon from Verdant Turf, instead of mistakenly skipping that area altogether, then maybe we could have won. But oh well, what's done is done, and now I know I can get here, so it's only a matter of time before I beat Flannery.